Athens, 2,500 years ago, the most intellectually arrogant city on earth. And right in the middle of it, a man named Diogenes is living inside a discarded ceramic jar on the dirt. He isn't poor by accident, he is poor by aggressive, deliberate choice. He believes the entire society is sleepwalking, suffocated by the fog of property and custom. He owns exactly one physical object in the world, a wooden bowl to drink water from, until one afternoon he watches a peasant child scoop water out of public fountain using nothing but his bare hands. Diogenes looks at the child, then he looks at his wooden bowl. He realizes with utter disgust that he has been carrying around excess baggage. He throws the bowl away, cursing himself for being weighed down by luxury. He understood something that completely paralyzes us today. He understood that every single object you own is a hostage you have given to the world. A naked man fears no pickpocket. When the ancient local communities dissolved, we were left wandering these massive anonymous concrete grids. In the old world, your identity was granted by your geography, your kin, or your trade. The village knew who you were, but in the modern metropolis, you are just a ghost haunting a zip code. To survive, to signal to passing strangers that you belong, you have to buy your camouflage. We don't accumulate things for utility anymore, we buy them as social barcodes. The perfectly curated mid century reading chair, the specific matte black smartphone, the exact brand of ethically sourced pour over coffee. These aren't objects, they are a starter pack for a social class. They are the heavy, expensive uniform we are forced to wear just to prove to the algorithm and to our peers that we possess a valid, culturally approved identity. But here is the uniquely cruel joke of the 21st century. Here is the nightmare that Diogenes couldn't have possibly predicted. At least Diogenes owned his wooden bowl before he threw it away. We have quietly slipped into an era of digital feudalism. We don't even own our excess baggage anymore. We just rent the permission to hold it. Your music library, your films, your creative software, the navigation system in your car, none of it is yours. Modernity took the heavy coat, handed it to you, and now charges you a monthly subscription fee to wear it. We are renting the architecture of our own personalities. The modern pickpocket doesn't wait for you in a dark alley. He doesn't need to reach out into your coat. You invited him into your home, you signed the terms of service, and you gave him direct access to your routing number. And the underlying paralyzing anxiety we all feel right now is the subconscious realization that if your credit card declines, your entire curated identity can be repossessed at midnight. When the legendary street photographer Gary Winogrand died in 1984, he left something strange behind in his apartment. It wasn't a collection of wealth, it was 2,500 rolls of completely undeveloped film, over 300,000 photographs that he took, but never bothered to look at, let alone show to the public. When asked why he shot so much if he wasn't going to publish it, his answer was incredibly simple. He took photographs not to show the world what he saw, but to see what things looked like when photographed. He shot entirely for the inner life. He lived the ultimate luxury of the modern era, the radical act of witnessing something devastatingly beautiful and refusing to put it up for auction. We have forgotten how to withhold. We feel this agonizing compulsion to commodify our own lives, to take our private joys and immediately turn them into public content. But a moment that remains unpublished is a moment that remains entirely yours. You see, a ghost has no pockets, but there is an even heavier coat we wear, the coat we use to protect our egos. In 1993, the writer David Foster Wallace looked at the culture and diagnosed a terrifying new sickness. He realized that our generation was becoming so terrified of looking foolish, so terrified of being perceived as weak, that we had adopted a permanent armor of irony. We perform apathy, we make everything a joke, we refuse to care deeply about anything, because if you do not care, no one can break your heart. We use cynicism as a shield to ensure our emotional pockets can never be picked. Wallace predicted that the real rebels of the future wouldn't be the cynics. The new rebels would be the weirdos who were willing to be radically dangerously earnest. Irony is just another rented suit. It keeps you safe, but it keeps you numb. To be truly naked in the modern world is to care about something without a defense mechanism. It is dropping the digital camouflage, dropping the joke, and looking at the world with the absolute vulnerability of someone who has nothing left to hide. In the mid 20th century, a man named Alexander Grothendieck completely rewrote our understanding of the universe. He was the undisputed Einstein of algebraic geometry. He won the Fields Medal. He had achieved the ultimate modern dream, absolute permanent intellectual legacy. He had built the biggest monument a human can build. And then, at the absolute height of his power, he realized that the monument was a trap. The prestige, the titles, the expectation to constantly perform his own genius for the public. It was the heaviest coat imaginable. So he took it off. Grothendieck abruptly resigned from his institutions. He carried thousands of pages of his own unpublished, world changing mathematical research into his backyard, and he set them on fire. He moved to a tiny, isolated village in the Pyrenees, refused to speak to the outside world, and spent the next 24 years in total obscurity until his death. We look at a story like that and we call it a tragedy. We call it madness because we have been conditioned to believe that life is an act of accumulation. We treat our lives like a video game where we are terrified of losing our save file. We hold our digital footprints, our curated aesthetics, our resumes, and our social standing. We guard our avatars with our lives, terrified that the algorithm or the economy or the crowd will pick our pockets and erase our progress. But Grothendieck understood the ultimate horrifying truth about the heavy coat. The pickpocket isn't trying to steal your identity. Your identity is the pickpocket. The avatar you build to survive the modern world is the exact thing stealing your peace. The reputation you are so desperately trying to protect is the very thing keeping you awake at night. You are standing guard over a ghost. You do not have to protect the monument. You can just walk away from it. Let the subscriptions lapse. Let the digital avatars shatter. Let the culture take back the rented suit. A naked man fears no pickpocket because a naked man is the only one brave enough to burn his own save file.